race. One day, one of the prisoner's chains are broken. Socrates doesn't say how, but the psalmist does. Some sat in darkness and in gloom, prisoners in misery and in irons, for they had rebelled against the words of God, and spurned the counsel of the Most High. Their hearts were bowed down with hard labor, they fell down with no one to help. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them from their distress. He brought them out of darkness and gloom, and broke their bonds asunder. Psalm 107, verses 10 through 14. Now back to the Republic. Initially, the prisoner who turns around sees a campfire, some honest-to-goodness light at last. Man-made light, to be sure, but it's a start. Campfires are nice. They're warm in a comforting way. I can watch the flames for hours, hypnotized, and never leave the cave. All of you are kindlers of fire, lighters of firebrands. Walk in the flame of your fire, and among the brands that you have kindled. This is what you shall have from my hand. You shall lie down in torment. Isaiah chapter 50, verse 11. Isaiah saw the peril 3 centuries before Plato. What peril? The second delusion. That all those aha moments of wokeness we experience in personal therapy or social movements, however good, add up to enlightenment. As if my deconstruction and newfound self-awareness are ultimate reality. Not so much. Campfires are a good waypoint on our journey up and out, but attachment to them means we're still stuck in the cave. This is where Plato's Socrates gets misunderstood. The cave, for him, is not our earthly existence. He's not a Gnostic trying to escape the material world any more than Paul was. The cave, for him, is the world of 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 through 17. The worldly systems defined by the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. New International Version. That world and its desires, says John, are passing away. A darkness that in light of the Christ is already fading. At this point, someone needs to drag the prisoner from the cave. Who does this? Maybe Socrates thought it was a mentor like himself for his dialogical teaching. Maybe that's BZ's role. What does resonate with me is the dragging. What drags me out of my slumber is often the cold slap of tragedy, or the pain of my own self-harm, or the rude shock of discovering I've believed lies for my whole life. In any case, that gets us to the threshold of the cave, our first glimpse of the true light of the sun. For Plato, the sun represents God, or the good. Beholding the sun is quite a shock at first. Your eyes have to adjust. Maybe you have to start by squinting at reflections in a lake. Might I suggest the Sea of Galilee? But the point is that the same sun that created your eyes now also illuminates them and everything around you. You're not leaving this existence, but you're seeing that it's bigger and brighter and more ablaze with glory than you'd ever imagined. The whole world becomes Moses' transfigured shrub. The Christian mystical tradition calls this stage of growth and revelation illumination because, at last, you're beholding the source of light and truth itself. And who is this light but the Son of Righteousness? Malachi chapter 4, verse 2, who came into the world, the true light from light who shines on all humanity. John chapter 1, verse 9. Socrates, however, doesn't stop at illumination. The prisoner who has been released from his chains, dragged from the cave, and has seen the light doesn't rest.